What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. Third review of the day. Right now we are talking Ugly Dolls, and I know everyone watching this was really excited for it. I was not excited because I saw the trailer and I thought it was just a giant marketing ploy to get a bunch of pop singers inside of a movie that rips off other Pixar films and something that we have seen multiple times before, and guess what? That's exactly what it was. Clearly, I am not the target audience, but when an animated movie can appeal to both children and adults, then it does its job. It definitely appeals to small, very tiny children, but really no one else. We will get into all of that. Listen, if you liked Ugly Dolls, I take nothing away from you. I want you guys in the comment section down below. Let me know, do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you enjoy this movie? And if your small child enjoys a movie like this, that's okay. They are allowed to. They are the target audience, but now we're going to get into everyone else. So Ugly Dolls is an animated adventure in which the free-spirited Ugly Dolls confront what it means to be different, struggle with a desire to be loved, and ultimately discover who you truly are is what matters most.
Things are about to get ugly.
Look, I hate to sit here and rip on a movie that is targeted clearly for young children, but that's what I'm going to do because here's what I love about animated movies for the most part nowadays. They can appeal to the kids, but they have things in there that will not leave the adults either completely bored, wanting to leave the theater, or suffering through an experience as just dull and boring as Ugly Dolls. This movie was all of the above. I did not have fun whatsoever. I thought, first off, the animation was as bland can be. Yes, at times it can be colorful, but you look at the sets, the backdrops, the character designs, the complete ripoff of everything we've ever seen in an animated Dr. Seuss movie. Just look at the town and the way that it's designed. It is clearly from that or the new Angry Birds movie. I can't figure out which one it clearly ripped off, but it may be both. And then you start looking at the story itself, the way it is constructed, the way they go about telling the story, and the clear ripoffs from Toy Story. There are 3 instances throughout the movie, and spoilers for Toy Story 3, I guess, but there's even a moment at the end when they're all about to go into this furnace that just really reminded me of the scene, and they were trying their best to encapsulate the feeling that you got in Toy Story 3 and then Toy Story 1 and 2 when you have the whole, here's the toy and the toys are actually alive, but the kid doesn't know that they are alive. Okay, that is not the plot itself, but those moments really reminded me of a Pixar movie. I also saw Monsters, Inc. in there. I'm not going to get into specifics, but I saw a lot of clear riffs. But if you can rip off or try to resemble something that is really good and maintain the structure yourself and give us a movie that is entertaining for children, but also at least kind of slightly appeals to adults, that's fine. Rip off Toy Story all you want, but guess what? This movie is just full of over-the-top pop culture references, jokes that are not funny, ongoing jokes that do not stop, especially when you get into the third act and they continue to hit the nail on the head. I chuckled twice in this movie. There's one moment towards the beginning that was actually in the trailer, and it was Gibberish Cat. I thought Gibberish Cat and that joke was really funny. The on-the-nose naming of the characters, I liked that. And there was a moment early on in the movie when a character says something, but another character points out the flaw in what they just said, kind of like a breaking the fourth wall kind of thing. I thought that was really funny, but then they overplay that joke multiple times, and just because you call something out an issue with the actual film does not mean you can keep doing that thing over and over again, and they continue to do that. Every time there is a cliche or a conventional aspect to this movie, they call it out and they're like, oh, the audience knows that we're doing that because it knows that this movie is clearly a ripoff of other things, right? And that's funny. You're laughing because I know that, because I'm the character inside the movie. They say the movie is 83 minutes long. They have an exposition robot that just shouts out exposition. Yes, you're pointing out that that is an exposition robot, but it's still giving the audience exposition. Exposition that we don't need because this plot is so simple and easy. Yes, you know it. You see in the trailer, it's an entire metaphor. The whole movie is a metaphor and just a play on, oh, it is good to be ugly. It is good to be yourselves. And that's a great lesson to teach kids. And I guarantee the very young children that saw this movie, they did get something out of it. So in that regard, in that aspect, I can't fault what it was doing there. But the fact that you have all of these singers and actors who clearly just wanted a paycheck, you have Pitbull and Nick Jonas and Kelly Clarkson, and the songs are so over the top and out of this world compared to what the movie actually is. Listen, I won't lie, some of the songs were actually okay, but then you put them over top of the character designs and the animation in this movie, and it just takes away everything that the song could have meant to me if I just would have heard it on the radio. I would rather hear it as opposed to see it because I didn't like anything visually about this movie. Yes, it's colorful, but so are other movies, and I'd rather just watch those. It's just a bunch of forced dialogue from pop stars, and you know exactly where the story is going to go. It ends on the exact note that I expected. 1 minute into the movie, there are awkward characters, awkward moments, things that they say, and they try their best to be funny, but it just does not come off as funny. Guys, this movie tried as hard as it possibly could. The forced nature of these pop stars is completely ridiculous. When Pitbull's character sings, it goes from that character to Pitbull's beard and mustache in a Pitbull outfit, and it's literally just Pitbull performing in animated form. And children, they may eat that up, but the problem is there are adults that have to drive the children to the theater, and they're not just gonna leave their kid alone. They have to sit and watch it with them, and ow, I hit my knuckle. I don't see a lot of older kids, adults, teenagers, really anyone getting anything from this movie because yes, the lessons, like I said, they're good, but you can get those from other sources. All of that being said, I'm gonna give this movie a 33%, almost down to Wonder Park level, but at least this movie tried to give kids a lesson, so I have to give it kudos for that. Be sure to stick around and hit that notification bell on this channel if you guys wanna know when I post, because I post so much nowadays, it's hard to tell when something comes out. You are the absolute best. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you guys very soon.